So let's talk about the essay portion of major assignment 4. And we'll start by taking a look at the requirements for major assignment 4 essay specifics. So basically, the two parts of the assignment is the essay portion and then the presentation. So you should write your essay first, and then you can remix that into the image driven presentation. So you're going to write an essay about the professional organization that you investigate, that you choose. You're going to do that investigation through their website. And after you've written that in that profile of that professional organization, then you are going to take that profile and remix it into an image driven presentation. Okay? Remember, this is the last assignment in English 102, which is the last assignment in your first year composition sequence, English 101 and 102. So you're really using all of the skills in this assignment. You're using your research skills, you're using your ability to distinguish sources, whether they're reliable or unreliable, you're using your presentation skills, you're using your ability to appeal, use your understand the rhetorical situation, appealing to your audience's sense of purpose and appealing to their ethos, pathos, logos, and kairos. So all of the things are going into this final assignment. All right. But it's not really a difficult assignment because by now you should have learned how to do all of these things. It's really not difficult to do all these things because you've been learning them along the way. So really what you'll need to do is investigate and write the essay portion and then turn it into the presentation. Sorry, a colleague came in the door and it kind of threw me off there for a second, so it got me a little off track. But I'm back on track now. Okay, so some of the things that you might include in the profile we'll talk about in a second, but these are the essay specifics that you can find in D2L, and we're going to talk a little bit about each of these things to discuss how you're going to make the essay. So let's talk about the profile part. So in the profile, you're going to give details about the organization by examining the website of the professional organization. That's why I said it would be important to particularly pick a national organization because they're going to have probably more formal websites with lots of information, and it's going to make your job a little easier. If you pick something too terribly specific, and like if you tried to look at Lexington County Engineers Association, they might not have very much but a phone number on their website. So going for a national organization is going to help you a little bit better. So what do you do to write the essay? Well, in your introduction, you might start out by describing why you're interested in the field, why you are going to be profiling it, and what are the things you're going to be talking about. You should probably define the organization. What does it do? Explain who joins the organization, how do they join, what is required for membership, do they allow students to join, what kind of services does the organization offer, do they offer professional development like a journal, do they offer conferences or specialized classes. And then you also are going to want to include one issue that's current to the field and tell us what the organization has to say about this issue, okay? And that might take a little outside research, not just on the website. When you start talking about the issue, that's where you can use the databases like LexisNexis to find a newspaper article, or you can use reliable websites. Make sure they're reliable websites about the field, or maybe you can go to even the specific journal for your field. In our library, when you're on the homepage, and I'll just pull it up really quick to show you, you can look at the databases by subject. So if you're here in the databases and you click on find databases by subject, you can go to the subject that's kind of related to your field and actually see look in those databases for articles, because you might find something more specific that's geared towards you. For example, if you look here at the Nursing Research Center, you might find some information that you can search through about that particular um, about a particular topic having to do with nursing, if you were going to talk about nursing as one of your issues. So these are the types of things that you might consider when you're completing your essay. Now remember, this is not an exhaustive list. You can add to it. I don't know what I did, guys, but I did it. Um, no, I don't want your life. Okay, thank you. Oh, I'm not upgrading my Prezi. No way. I'm not paying for that. Anyways, the list isn't so you'll just have to deal with the things around it. The list isn't exhaustive. Feel free to add to it. And as I mentioned before, you might want to say why you're interested in the field, because I think that makes good for a good introduction and maybe a good conclusion. But the entire essay should not be why I want to be a medical assistant. Okay, your essay, that can be introductory material. The bulk of your essay needs to be about the professional organization and the topic related to it. So probably 2 pages on the professional organization, and then a page or two on the issue, and your introduction's a paragraph or two, and your conclusion's a paragraph or two. So it seems like 4 pages, oh, that's a lot, but really once you start writing all this stuff, kind of talking about all these different things, it's really not. If you want to talk about the membership dues, because what you might notice when you're looking at these professional organizations is that they offer student pricing. So, for example, like NTCE, if you're a student that wants to become an English teacher, you can join for $20 for a year, whereas based on your income level and what your education level is, the membership for NTCE can go up to $200 a year. So it might be interesting for you to mention what the membership dues are for that organization. It's okay if you wanted to do a bulleted list in that part of your essay. You should not use bulleted lists for anything else, but if you wanted to use a bulleted list for the membership information, like pricing, I would be a-okay with that. Okay. So, the length requirement, as I was just saying, and I just realized, I don't know if y'all know, but I'm dyslexic and sometimes I make spelling mistakes. I just realized that I made one here. Um, so, there you go. Sorry about that. Um, but 4 full pages is for the length requirement. And remember, that does not include the works cited. Now, that's going to drive me crazy, but there's nothing I can do about it. And I'm not going to re-record this video. All right. There are MLA requirements. Remember, this is the capstone project at the end of English 102. I want to see that you know your stuff when it comes to MLA. The essay needs to be formatted in MLA. That's 12-point Times New Roman font throughout. That's 1-inch margins all the way around. Your name, my name, the course, the date, the course, should be in the upper left hand of the first page only. You should have a title centered. You should have a header with your last name and the page number in 12-point Times New Roman font on each subsequent page from the first page. And you should have 1-inch margins, and you should be a 1/2 inch from the gutter for your indents. Now, that is a lot for you to take in, and I said it really fast. If you just simply go to the MLA resource section in our in our D2L in our D2L course shell, you will see a link to a sample paper from the Purdue OWL. Okay, so hopefully you know how to format your paper by now, but if you're still struggling with that, don't forget to look at that model. You have to have in-text citations every time you summarize, paraphrase, or directly quote. Period. If you do not have in-text citations anywhere in your essay, I will automatically put an F on it because it's plagiarism and you are at the end of English 102, and I cannot pass you forward if you don't know to cite resources. You have not completed the course if you don't know to cite resources by the end, okay? So make sure if you struggle with in-text citation or if you have problems with it, you come make an appointment to see me, or you go to the Academic Success Center and get help with those resources. You must have in-text citations and a works cited page. You will fail. No questions asked, no warning. You must have this. I don't know how to make it more clear other than to say F, which sounds really scary, and that is what you will get if you do that. So don't do that. How about it? All right. So that is the information I have for you on the essay portion of Major Assignment 4.